What that just did. Where did it go? That's weird. Where did this thing go? That's weird. Not streaming to Facebook. I don't know why it's doing that. Hello, and welcome to episode 10 of Let's Talk About It. I am your host, the DiDi Skky, DiDi Skky. Welcome to the show, guys. Woo! So glad to have you all with us tonight. I am super excited. I actually am feeling several emotions because this is the season ending. Season 2, we're 10 toes down. We have done this thing for 10 episodes and it's already the season ending. So I'm definitely feeling some emotions here. But I am just so excited and elated and grateful to all of you out there who have stuck and stayed with me through season 2. You've engaged, you've been entertained, you've added your comments, your questions, your concerns. And I am just so blessed and honored for all of you. I'm so grateful, so grateful for all of you for participating and showing up for your girl on Wednesdays. So shouts out to all of you. And of course, before we get started, you know I have to do the shout outs. So tell me who's in the building. I need to know who's here, who is live with us. We got Rachel in the building. What's up, Rachel? Leah, of course, is here. Levi is in the building. What's up, Mr. Levi Q? Our cook is here with us as well. So glad to have you all. Let's see. I'm trying to see who all is in the building. Pritchett. I see you, Pritchett. What's going on? Shouts out to Sean. Let's see who else is here. Brittany. I want to make sure I'm doing all of my proper shout outs before I get out of here today as we close out our second season of the show. So I'm going to expect to get those notes on my phone so that I can make sure that I shout everyone out, shout you all out. Now, listen, so I was having some technical difficulties. For some reason, my Facebook did not connect. So if you know someone who is watching, tell them to click on our YouTube channel. Because at the end of the day, anyways, my co-producer, TJ, said that you're no longer going to be on all these other platforms. You need everybody to come on over and support you on your YouTube channel anyways. So tell them, go on over, text your family, text your friends, tell them to come on into the building. What's up, Cody? I see you. Tell them to come on in and click on the YouTube channel. That's where they need to watch us at tonight, because I'm not sure if I'm going to be streaming live there on Facebook. So, oh my goodness, again, so glad that you guys are with us tonight. Listen, we're going to hop on in. I see Spider. Hello from GP. I see you in the building. Benny T, I see you here as well. What's going on? I'm going to shout you out throughout the night and continue that going. So thank you all again for showing up. Listen, so I know you've been wondering, for those of you, where I've been for the past couple of Wednesdays. Well, your girl has been out in those streets. I've been getting it in. I've been doing some traveling. First off, I attended the Martha's Vineyard African American Film Festival in Martha's Vineyard. When I tell you that was such an experience, it was an amazing, amazing opportunity. Of course, I'm in the entertainment industry, and I had the opportunity to curate a panel for the Martha's Vineyard Film Festival a few years ago, but I didn't attend. I had another coordinator there on boots on the ground. But Martha's Vineyard has been on my bucket list for years to attend and be there, because I've heard so much history about the vineyard. Well, nonetheless, me and Bay decided that we were going to go to Martha's Vineyard. And when I tell you it was the best decision ever made, first of all, if you've never been, added to your bucket list. This is something that is so historic. It's during August. It's like the ending of July, the midway of August, there is always an event. The events overlap each other. It's comedy shows, and then there's the film festival, and then there's a Greek week, and then the AKAs and the Deltas are there, and all the, the Omegas and the Alphas. It's just absolutely amazing. So I have a clip here that I'm going to show you. Hopefully TJ can round that up, and I'm going to show you just a quick clip of my experience with the Martha's Vineyard African American Film Festival.
About what it is like in Atlanta, to be black, to have a dream, to hustle, right? We hope you learn about us.
Yes. So what you actually saw was the premiere of the series Fight Night. And so that actually did like some background on that. The producer of Fight Night is a dear friend of mine. I've known him since when? Okay, so since back when, Willpower Packer. He has brought you movies such as Girls Trip, Takers, oh my God, the list goes on and on. But I knew him back when he first graduated from FAMU, he and his partner, Rob Hardy, and they started to produce these movies. And they would come to Miami when I was DJing for 99 Jams in Miami, and they would have these movie premieres and screenings. So one of their movies was called Twa, Pandora's Box, back in the early 2000s. And so they would solicit me to host the panels for their premieres. And so that's why you see on the video, the start of it, I'm like talking about humble beginnings from this to this is absolutely amazing. So definitely check out Fight Night. It stars Kevin Hart, Chloe Bailey, Don Cheadle, Taraji P. Henson. It is so good. Samuel L. Jackson. Definitely check that out. So then I've been booked and busy, y'all. Been hanging out there. We decided we were going to go to the DNC. Okay, last minute again, just like the tides turned when Kamala was looking at being, they were saying that Kamala was going to be the selection, the nominee for the Democratic Party. We actually had plans to do some other stuff. But then we were like, at the last minute, let's just go to Chicago and just see what happens. Well, I solicited, called my girlfriend, my baby mama, my best boo, Jen, and I asked her, are y'all doing something, her and her husband? Are y'all producing any events or anything for during the DNC? She was like, DiDi, we're doing the DNC. Girl, what does that mean? You're doing it? She said, we got the contract to actually produce the DNC. And so we were fortunate enough to get tickets to the Tuesday night roll call, the biggest night of the DNC. Check this out.
There's been so many things that's held us down. But now it looks like things are finally coming around. I know we've got a long, long way to go. And where we'll end up, I don't know. But we won't let nothing hold us back. We're putting our show together. We're polishing up our act. And if you've never been held down before, I know you refuse to be held down anymore. Well, don't you let nothing stand in your way. I want y'all to listen to every word I say, every word I say. Ain't no stopping.
Hey, I'm still dancing. I'm still dancing. Oh my gosh. When I say the energy, the excitement, the camaraderie, the love, the support, the building was electric. The opportunity, we ran into Don Lemon, of course, as a journalist. I was stoked because I absolutely love him. But we ran into so many other people, dignitaries going into the building. And then we were VIP. All right, we were in the VIP suites for the DNC and had the opportunity to see the Obama speak, to see the historical roll call. Of course, Lil Jon showed out for Georgia. It was so good. And I thank my girl Jen and her husband Glenn for the hookup. See, that's what happened when you stand 10 toes down for somebody. You know, it's the love. So shouts out to Jen. So, woo! All right. Well, that's where I have been. But I'm so glad to be back with you all tonight. And we are about to bring you some very powerful information. So tonight's show is very special to me. I have solicited the insight and the expertise from someone who is near and dear to my heart. We're going to have a candid conversation about the transformative power of mindset, resilience, and purpose. Now, let me tell you something. This guy is no holds bar. Okay. He's the senior pastor of River of Life Fellowship Church in Fort Pierce, Florida, the president and chaplain for the National Football Players Fathers Association, and he served as the NFL chaplain for the Miami Dolphins. This is the good part. He's the father of sons Vernon and retired NFL standout Ryan Shazier, and he's married to my sister Sean. That's right, y'all. I brought family on board. Please welcome to the show, Vernon J. Shazier. Hey, bro.
How you doing, my sister?
I'm so good. I am so good, and I am so happy to have you on the show to bring us some insight, some information, and be able to leave us with those nuggets and the tools to understand our passion, our purpose, and the importance of personal growth. I solicited you for this particular topic for several reasons. One, of course, you know, I've had the opportunity to experience the trajectory of your life and your career. And within our family, we've seen, you know, careers and successes and highs and lows and all of those things. I've actually come to you for counseling and life coaching. And so, you know, as a life coach, I always, as a guest on my show, if I could say, I always like to provide my guests with some background knowledge to know that anyone that I'm bringing on the show, they're an expert in their field. They have a story to share, to provide, because we all know that we're overcome by one another's testimonies. And so give us just a little bit. I'm going to go into the questions, but tell my audience your trajectory and your background in passion, in purpose, and, you know, finding your personal growth.
Well, again, it's a pleasure to be on here with DiDi Skky. My story is one that has had a multitude of turning points. For me, I have always had a passion for sports. You know, coming up, I played pretty much every sport: football, basketball, track, everything, and that was my love. And I found myself in the profession of coaching football at a very young adult age, and I just knew that that was my destiny for life, and that's what I wanted to spend the rest of my life doing. And then I had a turning point. I was at a football camp in Tampa, Florida, at the University of South Florida, and
Mhm.
while attending that football camp, two gentlemen shared the gospel of Jesus Christ with me, and that was a turning point. And um, I gave my life to Christ, and very soon after that, God began to reveal to me that He had a different and a bigger field for me to coach on, and I end up transitioning to that field uh,
Mhm.
out of football. Had a great career as football. The last school I coached at was Blanchila High School, where we won the state championship my last year there. And
Mhm.
once I knew that that was my destiny, then I began to prepare myself for that, and
Right.
that's where the journey started. And it hasn't been an easy one. I had to go and have a conversation with your sister, my wife, and tell her that I felt strongly that God was calling me to a new field, a bigger field, and I wanted to prepare myself and equip myself for that field. And so I wanted to move to Texas, Waco, Texas, to
Right.
attend graduate school at Baylor University, George W. Truett Theological Seminary. That meant both of us had to quit our jobs, get our two little kids, and pack up a U-Haul and go. That was a challenging, and but it
Mhm.
was a turning point. It was a step of faith, and so we did that. Then I came back home and was doing full-time ministry. Then one day I get a phone call from the Dolphins. I had spoke multiple times down at the University of Miami, and one of the coaches at the University of Miami was friends with a coach at the Dolphins, and they was having a conversation over lunch that they were looking for a new chaplain. He said, and so he said, "There's a guy that comes down here and speaks to our team in the at the University of Miami. He does a really pretty good job, and he's a pastor." And so I got a call. When I got the call, I really thought somebody was playing a prank on me. I
Right.
just came off the golf course, and normally I do not answer the phone if there's no name. I don't
Uh-huh.
know why. I don't know why that day I did. And so I answered it, and the guy said who he was, and he was with the Miami Dolphins, and I thought it was a prank. And so I'm just playing along, and then I realized it was a serious call.
Mhm.
So then that door opened for me, and the journey has just continually evolved, and I've found myself, just coaching in so many different ways in the area of leadership, in the area of speech coaching, couples, marriage. I got that initial fire from sports. Uh,
Uh-huh.
God God had a bigger and more impactful field for me to coach on, and so now that's what I spend my life doing,
Yes.
trying to, through the means of coaching, sharing sage with people that will put them on a path to becoming a champion and living a champion life. There's so much more. I'm trying to give you the short version.
Right, right. Of course, of course. There's so much more because there's so much more for you to do. And we're going to talk about that, everything that you're still doing and how that plays a role in continuing our personal growth. That there is no, there's no ending date to that. So we're gonna tap on that. Shouts out to Sean in the building. Brittany is here. Many people struggle with finding purpose. What are some of the practical steps that one can take to find and discover what their purpose is?
Um, Here's a question. I'm a porch guy. I'm gonna think out loud for your audience, but I'm a porch guy. I really don't know where I got it from, but
Mm-hmm.
I have an infatuation with porches, and so I'm on the porch in the morning. I'm in the porch at night. I've been that way for probably over 30 years. But um, many years ago, I was on the porch
Mm-hmm.
and I was reading a book by Howard Thurman. And as I was reading, I came upon a question that he asked that arrested my attention in a powerful way.
Mm-hmm.
The question was, what are the most important things to you in life?
Mm.
And the next question was, how are you spending your life? Those two questions arrested me. They gripped me just in ways I cannot articulate. And for about 3 weeks, I wrestled with those questions. What
Mm-hmm.
are the most important things to me in life? And I wrestled with it because you can't come up with a list of 10. You can't come up with a list of 20. Okay, I'm talking to your audience now. And so
Right.
I said, let me give this as much focus as I can. Let me make it as much consecrated as I can. And I came up with three things: family, my work in ministry, and my work as a coach. And as a coach, I'm a life coach. I'm a leadership coach. I'm a chaplain for the NFL and a police chaplain. And so look, I narrowed it down to those three things. I say these are the three things that are most important to me in
Right.
life. Once I answered that question, then the second question became easy for me. Again, the first question Howard Thurman asked was, what are the most important things to you in life? The second question was, how are you spending your life? And so once I identified what were the most important things to me in life, then I said, this is what I want to spend the rest of my life doing. And
Mm.
from that moment, though I wear many hats, though I carry heavy burdens on my shoulder, my work is a joy because I'm doing and I'm spending my time doing the things that are the most important, that mean the most to me. And
Mm-hmm.
and that's how I live my life. I would say almost 95 to 98% of my time, my resources, everything that I spend falls into those three areas:
Mm-hmm.
family, uh, my ministry work, and my work as coaching others. And for me,
Mm-hmm.
that has given me amazing joy in all that I do. But
Mm-hmm.
many I share that because many people, um, I don't think they've wrestled with that question.
Mm.
And
Okay.
so if you're not here's the reality about life. If you're not crystal clear about what are the most important things to you in life, um,
Mm.
people that means you don't know what you really want to spend your life doing. You don't really know what you really want to spend your time doing. So, and if you don't know what you want to or what you should be spending your time on, other people will find things for you to spend your time on.
Right. Right.
So
Exactly.
I'm in control of my life. I'm in control of how my life is spent because I know what are the most important things to me in life, and that's all I want to spend my time doing. That's what I want to spend my life on. And people come to me with all type of ideas, all type of business plans, everything, and most of them are good, okay. But if it doesn't fall in one of those three categories, this is not for me because I am
Important
crystal clear. Yeah.
on what in so those things, so identifying and finding your purpose stems from, or it can be created and understood by those things that are important to you in your
What
life.
what the goal is, one of the goals should be that you are crystal clear about your why. So when you
Mm.
talk about purpose, we really when you talk about purpose, that word purpose is
Mm-hmm.
really about, it's really about that's your why. What's your why? Why
Mm-hmm.
do you do what you do? You can't just do it just to do it. If you're not clear about why you do what you do, then life can just simply be a merry-go-round.
Mm-hmm.
Purpose has to do with your why. It's about answering, being clear about your why. Or another easy way to think about it, what is your reason for doing this? What's your reason for doing what you do? Why do you do what you do? What's your reason for spending your time, your energy? Like, why are you spending your life doing what you're doing? Why are you spending your life on the things that you're spending it on? You need to know why.
Right, right. What's the difference between a passion and a purpose? So, for instance, with me, and I honestly, to be really, really candid, sometimes I still try to understand my purpose. Now, I know my passions. I know those things that bring me joy, and the things that I feel, the gifts and the talents that I feel were, that God blessed me with. That's, being able to engage and communicate with people, being able to entertain, coming up with creative ideas for various opportunities or events, or making people feel a certain way. I know my gifts and my passion, but at the same time, sometimes when those gifts or those passions, and you're actually working at those things, and sometimes when things don't go the way you expect for them to go, you kind of fall off, and then you're not really sure if that really my purpose, or is that just my passion?
So here's a formula.
Mm-hmm.
This is a formula I think that is great for everyone to live an amazing, incredible life.
Mm-hmm.
Passion, talent. You got that? Passion, talent,
Mm-hmm.
mission. So when we talk about talent, what is it that God has gifted you to do? What is it that you do well? What is it that you do amazing a job at? That's your talent. You mentioned gift. You the gift. So when you start talking about talents and gifts, that's about what do you do well. Passion is about your love. What do you love? What gives you joy? What gives you a sense of fulfilling? What makes you just wake up and, oh man, it doesn't even feel like work because you love and enjoy it so
Do
much.
it for free. I'll do it free.
And then mission is that's what you do. And so you want them all to align, because for many people, again, I've been doing life coaching for almost 30 years now. Many people, the three don't align. So, for example, you can be passionate about something, but not be talented.
Right. Right. Uh-huh.
You can,
Right.
so, and there are many people who have passion for things, but, you know, they don't have the talent. And so I in my life coaching, I try to get people to find that formula there and get it aligned up. Okay, what is it that I feel gifted or talent to do, and I do it well,
Mm-hmm.
and I enjoy doing it. I have a passion. It gives me pleasure. And then once you identify that, then you have pretty much identified your mission for life. This is what I want to do
Mm.
because I'm talented and I'm gifted at it, and it gives me joy. It gives me passion. So in other words, if purpose is your why, passion is your love, talent
Oh,
is your
that's a
gift.
good one. Mm.
You want all three of those to align.
Mm-hmm.
And so let me see if I can make it clear. And so my talent is leading, coaching, influencing people. That's my
Right.
talent. Okay. I get joy. I love doing it. It's a high I can't explain. I just love seeing people grow. I
Mm-hmm.
love seeing people reach their full potential. I love helping people take that journey and reaching championship status. And so because I'm talented at it and I love it, and so that's why I do it.
Right.
Did you catch that?
I did.
My talent is coaching. My passion is I love it. And so That's why I do what I do.
That's the mission. Mm.
But again, the goal is to get those three to align, because
Right.
you can say, hey, this is what I want to do, but you don't have a passion for it.
Mm. And that passion, to me, is consistent with your work in it. Because there may be someone out there who wants and has a passion, desire to start their own business. They want to start a daycare. They enjoy being with kids, but they're not doing the work to get to that goal, or to accomplish, to even strive for that passion, to put the work into that passion so that the mission is accomplished, or so that that personal growth is there. They don't know, some people just don't know how to, they're doing what they have to do now, with the mindset that hopefully, and meaning, when I'm saying doing what they have to do now, if my desire is to one day own my own business, but I know that I can't afford to do that right now, I can't afford to step out in that way, I need to work full time for another company.
So
But
let me
how do you know how to transition that?
let me speak to that. So
Okay.
everything that I just said 60 seconds ago, that's a destination. It's a journey to get there.
Right.
Okay. Because there are seasons in your life where you are, and I know somebody in your audience can relate to what I'm going to say. There's no fog. You are crystal clear that this is what I want to do. This is what I'm gifted to do. This is what I love to do. But right now, I've got to do what I've got to do,
Right.
to pay the bills and to get, to keep the lights on and everything. But
Right.
and that's all right.
Family.
But long as if you're clear about that,
Right.
it's a journey. You can sit down. I mean, everybody can sit down today and say, hey, what's my talent? Okay. And what gives me joy? And what do I want to do? But that doesn't mean you're able to get there tomorrow. That should be your destination. When I say you want to get that formula to come together and blend together and align together, it's a journey. I can tell you again, I've had the passion that I have, and I had clarity about what I believe God had gifted and talented me to. But there were times, again, on my journey where I had to do what I had to do. My wife got diagnosed with Crohn's disease in, I think, 1998. We went from a 2-house income to a single house income, and so I was coaching football. I was doing mortgages. I was refereeing. I had to do. One time I had 4 jobs. I was doing whatever I needed to do to pay the bills, but I was clear about what my talents was and where my passion was, and I knew that I'm going to get there. That was my goal. That was my target.
Right.
And so I want you. It's important that your audience understand that it's not as simple as sitting down and getting a piece of paper and saying, okay, what am I gifted at?
Right.
What gives me joy? And decide that's your mission for life. You need to do that. That's an important process, but it's a journey getting there. And then here's the biggest challenge that I have encountered, and I continue to encounter as a leadership and life coach.
Absolutely.
Even people who are able to articulate that, I'm gonna say this again. I'm getting ready to give you this is a takeaway for somebody. Many people are not willing to pay the price.
Exactly. Explain that.
And so every year, I would say every year, I normally don't take on more than 15 to 20 clients. And they come to me, they tell me what area they would like to become an expert at. And that's what my job is as a life coach, is to help you become an expert in whatever particular field, discipline, or whatever you identify.
Right.
But what I quickly discover is that people fall off quickly, or some people I just cut off because I can't waste my time. They
Uh-huh.
don't want to pay the cost. For example, leaders come to me as for life coaching, and they want me to help them grow and move to another level as a leader. And then
Mhm.
I find out after 30 days they don't like to read.
Come
So
on now.
how can you be an effective leader if you don't like to read? Couples come to me, for couples counseling, coaching, and after 2 weeks, it take them 2 weeks. I give them a simple task. Hey, listen here, I'm gonna give you 2 weeks for you and your wife to identify just a date night, a day, sometime one day, a time where y'all just turn off your phones, and the only thing important in the world is you two, and y'all just
Mhm.
give that hour, 2 hours, how much time it takes. If it takes you 30 days to come up with a date night, you don't really pay the
You-
cost. And so again, I I don't. My time is too valuable, so I tell people, I don't have a problem with you wasting your time, and you can do that, but I won't let you waste mine. And
That's
so
right.
the biggest, when we are talking about success, achieving success, when we're talking about, getting to your highest level and becoming the best you, we need
Mhm.
to be clear. It comes with a price tag.
Yes.
People
Yes.
look at me and they see what I
Mhm.
do and it looks easy. What they do not know is the things that I've done in anonymity, the things that I continue to do that's out of the sight of people. They don't know I read 3 to 5 hours every day. They don't see all the sacrifices and all the hard work I put in. You
Mhm.
don't just stand up there and do what I do um, because you're passionate about it.
Right. Right.
It comes with a cost. And so
Mhm.
I don't care what it is you say you are talented, you're gifted to do, and you love doing it. If you want to be more than average and mediocre,
Come on.
it's a high price tag.
That's
And
right.
here's another great takeaway.
Mhm.
And I'm saying this from experience.
That's right.
America is the easiest. It's so easy to be a champion in America.
Mm.
And here's why. Here's why I put forth that argument. Every time I say that, anytime speaking somewhere and I say that, people just have just strange looks come over people's face. But
Uh-huh.
here's why I say that, because this is what I want your audience to think about. Think about the people they work with. Think about friends. Think about family members. Think about people they do business with. Most people, at best, are average. Most people at best, the work that they put forth at is average. Most people that your audience work with on their job, they at best is they average.
Mhm.
And so if you want to be successful, all you have to do is make a commitment to not being average, to not selling for average. I use this metaphor and analogy to try to help people. So if average is walking,
Uh-huh.
and most people are just walking through life, what happens if you decide that you're going to jog?
Huh.
I tell you several things. Number one, you're going to quickly separate yourself from the average.
That's right.
Number two, you're going to stand out from the average. People are going to notice you, but that comes with a price.
Right.
It requires more energy and effort to jog than to walk.
That's right.
It costs you more energy, it costs you more effort to jog than to walk. But most people are comfortable with just walking through life.
Mm.
If
Mm.
your audience, if anybody who's watching this, who will view this, want to reach champion status in any area of their life, just decide, I will not settle for average. I will not just take a pedestrian stroll, walk through life, but I'm going to be a jogger. And oh my goodness, if you decide to sprint,
Mhm. Right. Right. Oh my goodness. That's so
I mean,
good.
just think about this here. Think about this again.
So
This is
good.
practical application. If
Uh-huh.
if 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 most people are showing up to the job and they show up, they don't do the job the way the boss wants it done.
Right.
They don't give their customers their best service. You show up, today is what, Wednesday? You show up tomorrow with a new mindset that I'm going to show up on time. I'm going to do the job the way the boss wants it done. And I'm going to give my customers the very best service that I can. It will not take you long to separate yourself from the mass, the average. Now, there's another price that comes with it. I'm holding up this price tag, because when you make a commitment to not be average, when you make a commitment to living a champion life, it also means you're going to have to pay the cost of being despised by others.
Oh, that's a whole nother point.
Oh yeah, you can't. If everybody's coming to work late, if everybody's just doing just enough to get by, and all of a sudden you decide you're going to give your best, you're going to do your best, you start standing out, and your bosses and the owners take notice. Yes,
right.
The walkers going to be the walkers going to start looking at you a little side eye. What you trying to do, DiDi Skky? Who you trying to impress, DiDi Skky? Wait a minute.
Right.
Why you started jogging? Why you're not walking with us anymore?
Right. Exactly.
But you got to make a choice. You can be a champion and run, or you can be a chump and walk.
Yeah.
Which one?
You can be a champion and run. You can be a chump and walk.
That's really what it comes down to. Do you want to live a champion life or a chump life? Most people are average.
The
game that's played in the workplace is pretty much this. The employees go there and do just enough not to get fired, and the employee pay you just enough for you not to quit.
Right.
But the people that some people talk about as the 5%ers. I see. I want to be in that category, the 5%. I want to be in that category where I want to be with the runners. I want to be with the champions. I don't want to be with the chumps.
Right.
And that
application,
average.
Right. That application that you're saying, running or walking, in the application as far as the job market, that applies as well with anyone who may be interested in their own business, writing a book, starting a nonprofit. Any of those goals that you're looking to achieve, there's going to be a price to it. There's going to be some sacrifice.
The principle is true in every discipline, in every field, in every space of life. Anyone who reaches what I call a champion level of status become where they're doing something in a particular arena or field that is above average. They pay the price for it.
Right.
And they're probably paying a price every day. The problem is most people don't see it because you pay the price in anonymity. You go and see, Steph Curry make that shot, you don't know, hey, he's taking, 1,000 shots, in practice, after practice, and so that's what's, tricky for most people is that when they see somebody who is successful at something and doing something at a high level, they think it was they just talented and gifted. Yes, they may have some talent and gifted, but I know a lot of people who are talented and gifted and they live in a chump life because they're not willing to pay the price.
The price. Right. Talk to us about, and I think this is so crucial because we're talking about purpose and passion. Something that you mentioned was the challenges, or when life starts to life, even when you're on that path and like you said, you're running and you're jogging, you're doing that. But then when life starts to life, when there's a tragedy or something that happens that takes you off of your game, how do you then go back? How do you transition yourself and get back into the game, especially with the mindset? How do you get that resilience back to even try again when you have those challenges. I'm bringing that up also because I interviewed Master Sergeant Cedric King last season, and he was a double amputee master sergeant in the Army whose life, you know, he thought that this is what he was getting ready to do. This was his purpose, his passion. This was, you know, serving his country. And he ended up losing, you know, his limbs and had a really, really hard time recovering from all of that. But then he became an Olympian. He then became, you know, a triathlete, and he's now, you know, he's running even faster with you know, with his prosthetic legs, and doing even more than he even thought that imagined that he could do. You know, so when those trials and those tragedies happen, how do you then get yourself back up to keep jogging, keep moving?
Well, I think here's what helps me again. Here's what has helped me, and I'm speaking. I guess from the metaphor of, because I'm a combination of sports and military and academia.
Mm-hmm.
It's important to know your why. Passion is important.
Mm-hmm.
Talent is important. Getting them all to line up is important. Getting that formula is right. But here's what helps me, and that is I am realistically clear about life and the game of life. What I mean by that is, when I played football,
Mm-hmm.
and I jogged on the field, and I got hit or I hit somebody else, the contact didn't surprise me.
Mm-hmm.
You know why the contact didn't surprise me, DiDi Skky?
Why is
Because
that?
I knew contact is a part of the game.
Okay. Right.
I don't know. I don't know why so many people seem shocked, surprised, disdain when they get hit in life. The contact is a part of the game. You can't, if you think you can play the game of life and not take any hits, there's
Mm.
not going to be any contact, then you are deeply deceived. And so I'm not. I expect to take some hits. I expect to encounter obstacles. I expect to experience contact. Now, in the room, when we are strategizing and setting goals and planning, and we're on the board, and when we journaling, yeah, all the plays work.
Right.
You know,
Exactly.
I've never lost a play. A plan never went bad on the board or in my journal or on a pad when I'm sitting on the porch journaling. But guess what?
Mhm.
When I got on the field,
Some things change. That's right.
because contact happens on the field. And that's a reality about life. That's a reality about any journey. Once you decide this is my purpose, this is my talent, this is what I want to do in life, expect to experience contact. But be so rooted in your why that your why make you resilient.
Oh.
Your why make you get back up.
Mm-hmm.
And so part of life is understanding, being realistic, that contact is a part of the game of life. And another thing is key is pivots. You have
Mm-hmm.
to make, whether it's your personal life and business, when you encounter contact, when you encounter obstacle, when you take hits, when the play you drew up, when the plans you had does not work, you have to be prepared to make adjustments. You have to learn from the hits. You have to learn from the mistakes. You have to learn from the successes.
Yes.
And here's another thing that makes, again, I'm just a mixture of academia, football coach, and a military guy. And so
Mhm.
again, for me, life is a battlefield, and I don't spend too much time whining or crying when I take
Mhm.
a hit or something don't work. You know, the primary question that comes to my mind,
Mhm.
and this is another takeaway for somebody.
Takeaway.
I always ask this question: whether I encounter a challenge or success, why?
Mm.
why did I experience success? Why didn't that work?
Mm,
See, I need to know why. I need to know
right.
why. Again, I live a very, I have a very Socratic mindset. You know, I ask questions. I throw interrogatives at everything. My wife and friends say I just ask too many questions. I think too deep, but that's just me. Socrates. I'm the student of Socrates, and so I'm always asking
So
questions. I'm
why?
always asking interrogatives, and so I want to know why did that work? I want to know why it didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
Because here's why. There are very few things in life you only encounter once.
Oh,
Let me see if I can make your audience understand another way.
yeah.
Albert Einstein, who was one of the most brilliant humans to ever live,
Uh-huh.
um, one semester he gave his graduate students their final exam. After he handed the exam out to every student, one of the female students got up. She came up to his desk. She said, Mr. Einstein, I don't want to be disrespectful, but you just gave the class the same exam you gave us last semester. He said, let me see that exam, my dear. She gave it to him. He took it, looked at it. He said, my dear, you are correct. He said, I gave you the same exam this semester that I gave you last semester because I'm hoping your answers are different. And he handed it back to her. How many people you know
Mm-hmm.
experienced the same test, encountered the same obstacles, and last time they marked B and B was the wrong answer, and they marked B again?
Right,
How
right.
many people they can't figure out why I keep ending up in the same kind of relationships? Why I keep having the same failures in personal life and business life? And why is life a seem
Preach.
like an unending circle merry-go-round? Because you keep marking the same answers.
Keep doing this.
You keep flunking the same test. So I'm always interested in knowing
Mm,
why, what gave me success, what did I do, what did my team do that enabled us to have success, and what was the reason that this did not work.
mm-hmm. Mm,
That
that's good.
helps me. And here, when you talk about resilience,
Mm-hmm.
you cannot spend, I do, me personally, I don't spend a whole lot of time whining or complaining when I take a hit, when something does not work. Again, I go back to the Socratic mindset. Here's the question I ask. Here's a question that your audience should be asking when something doesn't work, when
Right.
something did not work. Why didn't it work? And how can we, or how can I respond to that, handle that, do it differently
Right.
and more intelligently next time?
That's
Because
right.
I'll say it again, there are very few obstacles and challenges we only see once in life.
Mm-hmm.
But what amazes me as a life coach, a leadership coach, that so many people encounter the same obstacles, the same challenges, and for some unexplainable reason, B was the wrong answer the last time, and they marked B again.
Right.
I can't make sense out of it. Maybe you can, but
Right.
we're laughing, but all of us have done it.
Absolutely. That's why I'm
And
laughing.
then we like, man, how did I do that? The last time I wrote that answer and it was
Yes.
the wrong answer.
Right. Right. The last time I selected
So
or
I
did
challenge the
that, that
artists,
was
I
in that
encourage the
category.
artists, start
Right.
asking more questions.
Right.
Live a more Socratic life. Ask
Right.
questions. Fall in
Mm-hmm.
love with questions. I ask more questions than I make statements.
Yes, yes. Shouts out to Mike Robinson in the building, GP and Benny. We got yours truly, April here. Bria is here with us as well. My last question, and I have so many. I'm just trying to pull to see. Is there, and I know for you, this would be a perfect response because you are someone, as you said, who always aspires to grow even more. You're someone that never stops wanting to learn or study or understand certain aspects of life. Is there an age Is there an age to accomplishing your purpose, understanding your purpose, accomplishing your passion, and finding personal growth? I hear all the time that, you know, when you get to a certain age, people say, "Oh, you're too old to be trying to write a book," or "Oh, you're too old to be going back to school," or "Oh, you're too old to, you know," or "You're not old enough to do certain things." Speak to age.
Well, age can play a factor in some situations. You know, if a guy if a guy 40 years old at the age of 40 years determined, you know what, my passion is to play in the NFL. Well, I think it's a
You,
little too late for that there.
these might not
Um,
work.
you know, and so most of the time, where age becomes a limiter is when you're talking about things that involve a lot of physical,
Mm-hmm.
the body, but
Mm.
the mind can transcend age,
Yeah.
and so if you're willing to continue to develop the mind, and make the investments and the
Mhm.
sacrifices, there's so many things you can accomplish and become good at it, you know, at whatever age it is.
Right.
You know, it's but again, the I can't say it enough, DiDi Skky. The elephant in the room for most people
Uh-huh.
is sacrifice.
The
I'm telling
sacrifice.
again,
Right.
we getting ready to go into the fourth quarter. I'll
Mhm.
probably over the next 3-4 months, I'll probably talk to between 15 to 30 people about what their goals are, their ambitions are for 2025, what their
Mhm.
goals are, ambition is for their business, you know, personal, professional, whatever. And at the end of the day, after they make their list and we go over it and we talk about it, and
Uh-huh.
then the next question I ask them is, what is it going to cost you? This
Mm.
is an exercise I've been doing with my own sons for years. You know,
Mhm.
I said, okay, you know, normally I'll throw the question at them around November, so give them a little time, a little head start. So before the year, and I say, okay, I want you to write down, what are your goals? What do you want to accomplish in the
Right.
upcoming year? And we'll sit down, me, Ryan, VJ, we'll sit down, and I let them share their list, and I look at it, and then the next question I ask them, what is it going to cost you?
Mm.
And are you willing to pay it?
Yeah.
The elephant in the room is sacrifice. It's not. It's easy to have conversation about goals and ambition. Oh, man, people do it all. It's dreaming is easy.
Aha.
Hey, dreaming,
Dreaming is easy.
dreaming is easy.
That's right.
What does that dream cost?
Uh-huh. That's right. That's
What
right.
does it cost? And so right now you have odd people in your audience who have dreams. And so here's the question that I must pose, and I'll throw it to your audience. Whatever your dreams are, whatever you're dreaming, what does it cost? And are
Mm.
you willing to pay it?
Yes. Yes.
Are you
Something
willing?
to think
Are you willing
about.
to pay it?
Are you willing to pay the cost?
And again, and sadly, many people are not.
Right.
That just is that just a truth. You can't escape. Many people are not.
Mm-hmm.
I'm finishing up a doctoral program that I've been in 3 years.
Right.
Getting ready to finish a doctorate degree in leadership.
Congratulations.
3 years ago, when I started this doctoral program, it was about 70 of us.
Mm.
We're down to about 17 now.
Wow. Yeah.
And
Yeah. That's
these are all people who most of them have multiple degrees. All
yeah.
of them are literate. All of them are intelligent. All of them are leaders in some field or in some area of the in the profession.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But they
Yeah.
didn't. They were unwilling to pay the cost of what it costs to matriculate at the highest level of academia.
That's right. That's right. That is, I mean, you have given us some nuggets. I'm sure the audience. I actually saw KK saying, "I'm writing that down." So I'm sure you've given me nuggets, and you will continue to do so
Mhm.
because I will be reaching out for my sessions. But if there is someone out there who wants to reach you for some life coaching, how do they contact you?
VernonShazier.com is my website, or they can email me at info@VernonShazier.com. I have
Yes.
an amazing life coaching program called Elevate. It will transform your life on a personal and professional level. Here's why I believe life coaching and mentoring is so powerful.
Mm-hmm.
It allows you to legally cheat. For most of us, cheating brings on a negative connotation.
Right.
But
Explain it.
a good life coach, a champion life coach, will allow you to legally cheat in life. Here's why. Because if you align and connect yourself with a champion life coach,
Uh-huh.
they're going to do three things. They should do three things. A good life coach should do three things. They
Tell me.
should save you time, they should save you money, they should save you pain.
Oh, that's right.
That
That's true.
allows you to skip in line, because a good life coach is going to tell you everything that worked for them, everything that didn't work, and they're gonna save you some time, they're gonna save you some pain and money, and that's gonna allow you to skip in line. That's
That's
what
right.
a
That's
champion
right.
life coach should do.
That's right. I love that. Time,
Anyone you go and
pain,
pay your money and say, "Hey, I
and
want
money.
you to coach me," they should give you those three things.
Those three things. That's
And that's,
right.
for me, I call that legally
Cheat.
cheating.
That's legally cheat.
Yeah,
That's
because
you can legally cheat.
if I've been doing this here, and I can give you a map, or I can tell you, hey, here's how you can get there faster. Here's how you can get there
That's
without
right.
making these mistakes, because
Mm-hmm.
I made those mistakes.
Done it. Been there, done
And they that's again, seriously, many people need a life coach, but
that.
they
That's
should
right.
know what they should expect from a life coach and what a life coach should give them. And again, that's
Mm-hmm.
what I try to do in my life coaching. I try to legally help you cheat the game of life
That's
by
right.
giving you sage wisdom, insight
Yes.
that
Yes.
saves you time, money, and pain. So
That's it. That's
so
right. That's right. You guys reach out to Vernon Shazier. That's right. My brother in love. Reach out to him and understand your passion, your purpose, and pursue all of those personal goals that you have out there, because we want you to be able to get ahead of the line and start jogging, stop walking, stop walking. It's time to jog. And lastly, you have a book on Amazon, a journal, right? You have that journal
yeah,
that's there.
I have a new journal I just put out called My Takeaway.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just big on journaling.
Yeah.
I'm big on capturing, because for me, life teaches us so many lessons,
Mm-hmm.
but many people fail to capture them. And
Right.
so for me, journaling is a way for me to capture life lessons, for me to reflect upon them,
Mm-hmm.
and it becomes a reservoir of wisdom and tools. If you're speaking, you should be anyone who speaks should be journaling on a regular basis. Because you have your story. We teach through our stories, the
Yeah,
good, bad, and the ugly,
that's right.
and you
Sharing
should
your
be
testimonies.
capturing it. And so again, when you fail to capture life lessons, you are more prone to repeat the
Mm,
same mistakes.
that's right. That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Thank you so much, my brother in love. You guys give it up for Vernon J. Shazier. Life Coach. I love you, bro. Love you. Thank you for joining us. Thank you.
Love you too.
Okay. Oh, shouts out again to my brother in love for dropping all of those nuggets. Listen, I hope that you were able to get some really good takeaways from tonight's session. And, all of those key points that he made. This life is going to life. And so being prepared and not being caught off guard when you get hit by life, but stay steadfast, stay unmovable, continue to be resilient, because you will continue your passion, you will find your purpose, and of course, continue personal growth. Tonight's show was brought to you by the Bros. Yes, the Bros of Omega Psi Fraternity Incorporated, Theta Lambda Lambda chapter.
Yes, we are Theta Lambda Lambda of the greatest fraternity of Omega Psi Incorporated. Come join us, Thomas T.J. Jefferson Foundation Golf Tournament. Yes, it's going down September 16, 2024 at Flat Creek Country Club in Peachtree City. For more information, contact Levi Q or Mike Robinson. Big shout out to the baddest chick in the game, DiDi Skky. This is Let's Talk About It podcast.
Shouts out to the Bros room. Yes. Make sure you check them out. I think it's the 16th. So if today is the 11th, I believe that's coming up in the next couple of days. I'm not sure if they've filled up yet. There's probably still some room for you to participate if you're interested. So be sure to contact Levi Q or any of the members of Theta Lambda Lambda that was provided on the graphics there. That's going to do it for tonight's show. And again, it is the season ending. I'm going to miss y'all, but I will be back even bigger and better. We've got some lineups ready for you for season 3 already. I'm getting the calls, man. This is my passion. This is my purpose. But I also have some amazing things that are in the pipeline as well with my business, the Sky brand. And I'm just so blessed and fortunate. But thank you all. Thank you again. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for engaging. I hope that you've been entertained. I hope that you've been educated. And of course, always be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe to the podcast. So important on my YouTube channel, because when I come back in season 3, I won't have all those other extra platforms for y'all to check me out. You need to check me out on my YouTube channel. And also, if you don't get a chance to check us out on YouTube, we stream on all of the platforms there, all of your favorite platforms. Check us out on Odyssey, Spotify, iHeartRadio. I am there for you. Again, thank you guys so much. I love you. I know you love me back because you wouldn't be here. Thank you so much. And before I go, you know what I say? Go for your goals. Reach for the stars because the sky has no limit. I'll see you soon. Take care of yourself.